Hi, it's Caitlin and I'm here with a massive swatch video featuring polishes from one of my favorite brands. These are all debuting at Polish Beauty Expo in Chicago. I think it's July 14th and 15th. Obviously I'm not going because I don't know when it is, but it's soon. And of course, anything you see in this video, I think there might be two exclusives that are exclusive to the event. So those you won't be able to get on the Paint It Pretty Polish website, but everything else will be available in Sherry's shop, which I will link below at some point, probably later in July or August. So I think I've got a lot of work ahead of me, so let's just get into the swatches. So I didn't really mention anything about this magnetic collection in my intro or my thumbnail, but there is actually a new, I think it's 7-piece magnetic collection launching at Polish Beauty Expo and on the Paint It Pretty Polish website later on. And I'm going to show them all magnetized in like two different ways. One sort of unmagnetized on my index / velvet because the magnet still impacts it, and then with a cat eye effect on my middle finger. So these are all kind of black based except for one, and they're amazing, but I will talk about this one specifically, Moon Quakes, which is a green to yellow to blue magnetic in a black base. So this is a really good formula. It has good opacity in 3 coats, and the index finger is kind of like a velvet effect, which you might get if you use a horseshoe magnet, and then my middle finger is that sort of bar magnet effect, cat eye effect, whatever you want to call it. So this does benefit from a glossy top coat, and the shifts in this are kind of mind-blowing. I will note that my pinky in all of the swatches is unmagnetized completely, so these look fabulous as, you know, a multi-chrome or magnetized, whatever you do, they're gonna look incredible. So shifty, really intense, and just like 10 out of 10. Next up is Aurora Borealis, and this is a teal, blue, purple, pink magnetic in a black base. So this one has a pretty sheer formula, most of them do. They start out sheer, but they will build up, and I think that's why the shifts are so intense, because of the sheerer black base. It doesn't overpower anything, it just lets the magnetic pigment come through. I really do like the Paint It Pretty Polish brush. I don't actually, I mean, I always have Paint It Pretty Polish in my PPU and HHC videos, but Sherry doesn't do a ton of collection. She sort of does like maybe 2 or 3 a year, but I'm so excited that she's putting out a ton right now. And this is a huge swatch video, so I don't often get to talk about Paint It Pretty Polish specifically, but they are one of my favorite brands, and they are Canadian, and I just love everything they make. And the Paint It Pretty Polish brush is really nice and easy to work with, so it's just a really nice polishing experience. And I actually only did 2 coats with this one, and it had great coverage, and as you're going to see right here, it's incredibly shifty. I do think that these polishes look best either with the magnetic stripe or unmagnetized completely, like you're seeing on my pinky, because with that sort of, I don't know, velvet effect, you lose the intensity of the color shifts and the diversity of colors. Next up is Mars Moons, and it's a orange to red to copper magnetic with a black base. The shimmer pigment in here, I guess it's also magnetic, it's just really pretty and sparkly. As you can see, it has this really beautiful luminous quality as it's going on my nail. And yeah, it's just really sparkly and pretty. And this kind of just looks like a jewel on my nails. Like, it's just really, really pretty. This one kind of reminds me of some sort of precious stone. I'm not sure which, but it's a lovely polish with a beautiful formula. And as you're going to see, it is very, very shifty. Next up we have Quakes, which is a blue to violet magnetic in a black base. And again, this one has a beautiful shimmery magnetic effect, which is really, really strong. And for anyone wondering, I am using a neodymium magnet. Those are the best kinds of magnets in my experience for working with nail polish. I know people are on that like horseshoe magnet trend right now, but I did mention earlier that I don't think that works as well with these polishes. I do think they're meant to have that sort of galaxy look, which you get much more effectively when you're using a bar magnet. I happen to place the bar magnet under my finger just because I was swatching so much, and it's way easier to rest your finger on it than to have to try to hold it over your nail without hitting your nail when you're swatching a ton of polish. And for anyone wondering, I am using the Cuticula Limitless Quick Dry Top Coat for my swatches. Here we have something a little different. It's called Galaxy Glaze, and this one has a black base with magnetic flakes in blue and green and purple to gold. The flakes in here are really pretty. They're really small, they're really cute, and this is a polish that works well magnetized or unmagnetized. Either way, you're going to see that it looks fantastic. You get kind of like a rainbowy effect from the flakes, and they're actually quite sparkly. It's just a really pretty polish, and I am a huge fan of black nail polish, so I love all of these, and I just love anything with a black base. I will admit that I probably should have done 3 coats for some of these magnetic swatches, especially on my middle finger, but I didn't have time, so I do apologize for that, but these do have fantastic coverage. You're seeing what it's like in 2 coats, but if you did 3, it would be even better. And again, I actually think this one looks best with my index finger with the velvet effect. And then my pinky unmagnetized, it also looks really good. And I mean, the bar magnet on my middle and ring looks okay, but I kind of like the velvety effect. Here we have a red giant, which is a purple to gold to green magnetic polish in a black base. And this one is sort of back to the formula that makes up the majority of this magnetic collection. And this one has really pretty shifts to it, and they're really, really strong. This one does dry a tiny bit dull, so use glossy top coat, but I mean, that's nothing new. But some of them, interestingly enough, seem to dry a little more dull than others, so it's just something to note because I don't have anything else to say because the formulas are all excellent and very consistent across the board. Here we have Stardust, which is a bronze to purple multi-chrome base with a bronze to gold magnetic. So this one's kind of like maybe one of the more different ones from the usual black base. It's got like a multi-chrome base and then a shifty magnetic pigment, so it's just really, really shifty and interesting and beautiful. This one's also incredibly opaque. It's probably the most opaque out of the entire magnetic collection, and yeah, I was just really impressed with the formula and the opacity. Here we have Supernova, and this one is a yellow to green magnetic in a black base. And this one is another one of my favorites. I just really like the color shift, and yeah, it just works really, really well. I mean, all the magnetics work really well, but I don't know. I guess I just thought this was kind of unique. It's like a little bit like an atomic bumblebee or something. I don't know, but the formula was really, really easy to work with. Again, consistent with all the other ones, and just a really impressive, strong magnetic effect with all of these polishes. And I am applying thicker coats, at least for this polish, so it was totally opaque in 2, but you might need 3, but these are pretty opaque in 2. And if you don't magnetize it, which is what you're seeing on my ring finger. It's also just a really impressive multi-chrome, but it looks so cool on my middle and ring fingers with the magnetic stripe, even though it has dispersed a little bit. And for something totally different, we have Shooting Star, which is the sort of oddball along with Galaxy Glaze, but even more because there's no dark base. And this one is a silver magnetic with a scattered hollow finish. So the interesting thing about this polish is that if you don't magnetize it, you can't really see the hollow, but when you do, it kind of like pulls the silver out of the way so you can see the hollow, like a holographic reveal, which is just kind of really fun and pretty. And I will note that the hollow is actually very rainbowy and prismatic, which is always something we want to see. And I did not magnetize it on my pinky, so you can kind of see what I mean about how it looks mostly just silver. And here is a look at the entire collection. It's actually 9 pieces, not 7. Super pretty and maybe helpful. Grab a screenshot for when you're shopping at Polish Beauty Expo so you know which one you want to pick up. But I do have 2 more collections plus the Polish Beauty Expo exclusives to show you. So we will be getting into that momentarily. Go grab a drink or a snack because this is a very long video. So here we have the Windy City, and this is part of the Chicago collection. This one's a light blue with pink to orange to yellow to green shimmer. So I am like so stoked about the next set of polishes I'm going to show you, the Chicago collection, because they are so up my alley. They're shimmery, shifty. I want to say sheer, but not, because they actually have really good opacity in 2 coats or 3 coats. I'm going to show most of them in 3, and these honestly will blow your mind. There are so many color shifts here, and yeah, it's like some of my favorite polishes from Paint It Pretty Polish ever. If you liked their Polish Rainbow hair, you're gonna know how amazing a formula they have when it comes to shimmers, and these are just up there with that polish. Here we have Skyline Views, and this one is a sheer light pink with a pink to orange to yellow shimmer. It's incredibly impressive and really, really pretty and delicate. As you can see with my skin tone in particular, it's like this beautiful baby pink kind of nude. It's really, really pretty. And the formula is fantastic. So this one, I was happy with it in 2 coats. But yeah, it's so pretty. And of course, top coat will help to just kind of make the shimmer shine even stronger. Here we have City Lights Chicago Nights, and this one is, wow, this one's super pretty. It's described as a light purple base with a pink to orange to yellow shimmer. And the shimmer in these is so strong. I'm honestly such a fan of the shimmer formulation from Painted Pretty Polish. It's just phenomenal. And obviously I don't have it in this video here, but this is definitely like these polishes you could layer over black if you wanted to get different color shifts, but they also build up beautifully on their own, and they're just like magical, as you can see. The proof is in the pudding. Here we have The River Runs Backwards, and this one is a blue base with pink to orange to yellow to green sparkling shimmer. And my oh my, is this one sparkly and shifty. God, I sound like a broken record, but these are beautiful. I really don't know what more to say. Just if you are headed to Polish and Beauty Expo, please check out the Painted Pretty Polish table. I did mention that these will be available on her website later, but if you're there, why not pick them up? You don't have to pay for shipping. And yeah, just completely obsessed with all of these. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts down in the comments, because I hope you'll have a lot to say. They're just, yeah, beautiful polishes. Here we have Sunrise at the Bean, and this one is a pink base with pink to orange to yellow shimmer. Another absolutely stunning polish that builds up beautifully. Yeah, this definitely gives a sunset sunrise kind of look. It's just so beautiful. I really love this one. I love them all. Yeah, this is kind of a boring voiceover video because I just don't have much more to say other than look at my swatches and enjoy the beauty that is in front of your eyes. So I will actually say with this one that the coverage is really good in 2 coats, but I'm trying my best to show 3, just because in the case of these polishes, the 3rd coat really does deepen the color and make it look more like what's in the bottle, but a lot of them would be suitable in 2, especially if you have shorter nails or prefer a lighter color finish. So now I'm going to show you the two event limited editions / exclusives. So these will only be available at the event, but if Sherry has like any extras that didn't sell, they will go on her website, but no guarantees. So they're not fully exclusive, so I guess that's why they're more of like an LE than exclusive, because they could be available after, but they might not. So do with that what you will. This one is Skyscrapers to Lakesides, a blue base with a purple to yellow to aqua to green shimmer. This one has a lot of shifts to it, and I'm obsessed. So as you can see on the third coat, it has great opacity, and the shimmer is ridiculous, just fully ridiculous. It does dry a little bit dull, but I mean, you could totally wear it without top coat if you wanted, but side by side you can see the one with top coat obviously looks better. And the other one is called Where Dreams Take Flight, and this one is a deep purple base with a pink to yellow to green shimmer. And I will note that I do have like a little collage of this set of polishes, the Chicago collection and the 2 event polishes, but they're at the end of my video in case you want to take a screenshot, save it, prepare your wish list for the event. And you can also see the difference between each of the polishes, which is probably helpful for anyone who's curious about how they compare to one another. So again, great formula, similar to the one we just saw, but just different colors. Builds up nicely in 2, gets even deeper in 3, and dries a tiny bit dull, so add top coat. Now we're going to move into the topper collection. So there's a lot happening in this next little section, but I'm going to show all of these polishes over a black and over a blurring nail line base coat. So first up is black. The second one is over a blurring base, which I believe is a Holo Taco blurring base. I will put it in the comments or in the description. So that's my middle finger, and then on my ring finger I'm going to show all of these on their own. So Elegance is the first one, and Elegance is a violet pink shift in a clear base, but the base is kind of milky, and I think that's because of the shimmer. So yes, these are incredible. You can wear them alone, over black, over any color really, but I thought I would go with like the most basic combos to be fair and helpful. And I also show them over white on my ring finger, but I will be honest and say that they don't really pop over a white, so I don't recommend that. But hindsight is always 50-50. And obviously layering them over black versus, you know, a nail line blurring base or on their own, which is actually my pinky, it changes it up completely. Next up we have Tranquility. This one is a blue-green shift, and this one, these all kind of blow my mind when I put them over black. Like, it's so beautiful. That is such a pretty color shift, but they also work so nicely over the visible nail line blurring base. It just makes a really elegant, wearable, maybe a twist on a French manicure if you wanted to paint your tip white. So pretty and so shifty, as you will see. I do think that if you're going to wear these over the visible nail line blurring base or on a bare nail, you definitely want 2 or 3 coats, but over black they all really performed beautifully in one coat. Here we have Serenity, and Serenity is a red to orange shift. And that has like beautiful even coverage over the black in one coat, which is a sign of an excellent topper. I think Sherry does amazing nail polish toppers, and these are no exception. I will note that Serenity is more opaque than the previous 2 that we saw, which means it just builds up really easily if you want to wear it on its own. Here we have Harmony, and Harmony has a orange to yellow shift, and Serenity was a bit more opaque, but Harmony is actually really, really opaque, relatively speaking, but it's actually, you could probably tell from the bottle, it's pretty opaque, and here you can see over black, it's really opaque. It almost completely obliterates the black so that you can't even tell it's a topper. It just looks like a polish. And even here over the base coat, I mean in one coat, that's like quite opaque. And last but certainly not least, we have Rejuvenated. This is a green-blue shift, and this one might be the sparkliest and shiftiest. I actually was wearing a Skittle with all of these for photos today, and Rejuvenated is definitely the most intense with the shifts and the sparkliest on the nail. But you can just see how pretty that is. I personally love it over that blurring base coat. I think it's just really, really pretty. I don't know if I could pick favorites. Well, I will say that the Chicago inspired collection, every single one of those shimmers is absolutely gorgeous to die for, beautiful, stunning, fantastic, gorgeous. Like, there aren't enough words to explain how much I love all of those. I am just completely obsessed with them all. So yeah, that's what I have to say. Also, the two exclusives are so beautiful, especially the blue one, whose name is like eluding me right now. But if you are going to the event, or if you have a friend that's going to the event, then definitely get them to pick that up for you, because it's gorgeous and you might be sad if you don't own it. So I also love the toppers. I just don't, this video is already so long, but who cares? Maybe people like long videos. The toppers, I also love them all. Obviously, I kind of like wearing them on their own, but they look phenomenal when you layer them. So Tranquility and what's it called? Rejuvenated, I think. Those are probably my top picks. So that's it for me and this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully I have swayed you to the Paint It Pretty side. I honestly love Paint It Pretty polish. So if you are going to Polish Beauty Expo, stop by the table, say hi to Sherry, pick up a polish or two, tell her I sent you. And yeah, I guess that's it for me. And hopefully you have a great day. Bye.